by Westlife, and here they are for the very last time to chat to Chart Show TV. So boys, you're bowing out whilst you're still at the top. Why now?
Because we're still at the top.
Very good answer, Mark.
I think, to be honest with you, we just kind of, we love what we do, obviously, and it's been the biggest thing that we've ever done in any of our lives, and we've been doing it since we were very young. I mean, we were teenagers when we started the band. And I do think as well, what Mark just said, ending at the top is what we always wanted to do. We didn't want to be one of these bands, we didn't want to be one of these boy bands that did like 3 albums and the greatest hits and then it all falls apart, and we kind of kept it going, and I think over the last kind of few years, we knew that the greatest hits kind of time was coming again for us, and we knew the record label wanted to play the greatest hits. So I think after a long kind of time of talking about it, over the last few months, we just kind of all felt that, maybe the greatest hits is the right time to kind of, finish it, and then we'll do like, a farewell tour and kind of just make it that, like, because we've been doing it for 14 years now, so we've been doing it for a very long time.
Half our life nearly.
Yeah, and we all kind of just felt that, like, this feels like the right time, just rather than it just kind of fading away throughout the next 3 or 4 years or whatever it may be, to just kind of go, let's put a cap on it, let's kind of say that this is the end, and move on with our lives. I mean, we're still going to be great friends and stuff like that, just not going to be in a band together anymore.
the tissues are at the ready right now. So why did you decide to split rather than just take a break, just take a rest for a bit?
Because it is what it is. It's a split. It is a split. It's it's not a break. Do you know what I mean? So I think there was no point in. We're in a band like Westlife. It exerts an awful lot of pressure on everybody to make Westlife tick. And I think if when you don't have that and you sit down as a band and you go, after 14 years, we feel we've given it our all. Then you walk away. There's no point going, we feel we've given it our all, and we'll take 12 months. We took 12 months in 2008, a year off, to give ourselves a little bit of. Felt like 5 minutes.
It literally did, though.
We also did things over those years, in the last 2 or 3 years, to try and help us. Like maybe like we've been 13 years or 12 years with Psycho Records. We thought we'll move on to RCA and we'll do an album with them to see would little things improve within Westlife in different in different areas. And when we got to this year, which was always going to be the greatest hits here, that was when we kind of thought, well, now is the time. There's no point in taking a year off after greatest hits, or 2 years off, 3 years off, because quite frankly, none of us want to sit back and retire, really. I mean, people might sit back and take time to think what they want to do, but it's not a break in Westlife that's going to achieve that. It's permanency, because a break just gives you a little bit of time. But if you're really going to venture into a new career, or if you want to move to America, or if you want to do something off the wall, completely different to what you know, you still have to come back. You still have to go back to Westlife. So that was why we said overall, it had to be final.
Yeah. I was just going to add to that, like,
well, don't.
The commitment factor was a big thing. I think it would be unfair for us all, because we all have different wants and different needs. So rather than kind of going, all right, lads, let's have 2 years off. In 2 years' time, that means that we're making that commitment now, and rather, I think it would be very unfair to ask anybody to make that commitment.
Yes.
We don't know where our lives are going to be after Westlife, in 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. So I think that's why, actually saying that, no, this isn't the break, this is actually it, was a big thing for us all as well, individually.
And it took, it developed over time. We didn't, go away and go, well, let's just knock on the head.
Yeah.
This has been probably coming for 2 or 3 years, every so often. And then eventually in the last 12 months, it was very, very at the front runner of everybody's mind. And I think everybody's comfortable in their own skin with it now. Don't get me wrong, we're going to be in ribbons on the last night of the last show. But we all know it has to happen, and we all know that there is, at the end of the day, as hard as it may seem, we are only a pop band. And we might have lived it, and it is our lives, inside out. However, there is more to life than Westlife.
So as you mentioned earlier, you're going to be touring for the final time next May. How are you going to give your fans a good send-off?
Well, it started off as next May, but it's gone into June already. It's which is very exciting for us, because it's looking like it could be our biggest tour that we've done probably since our first or second tour, which is great. It shows so much support from the fans. We want to do an amazing show. We want to do an amazing send-off. Yeah. We're still trying to work out dates of where our final show will be, because we don't know yet, because we're thinking it could be Ireland, but now it could be England. We don't know exactly where it's going to be, but we want it to be an amazing big place, hopefully.
Cool.
So we'll wait and see.
And what are your plans after Westlife? Any solo careers?
For everybody, I think we're all going to have a solo career of some sort. You know, whether that's singing or acting or entertainment or being a judge.
The thing is, it's
on a
not.
show
I mean, Westlife is stopping, but I don't think any of us are retiring. You know, that's something that probably people might assume. They might imagine us. The fact that Westlife's stopping, meaning we're all going to go home and just sit down and do nothing.
Yeah.
But I think you know, we're all just not too far off the back of turning 30. That's hard for an Irish person to say, 30. And everyone's still feels very young and energized. Like, you know, I feel as younger than I've ever felt.
Yeah.
You look younger.
Do I? Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Shane.
In my English accent for some reason.
But yeah, I think we've all got a lot to give and a lot of energy.
Yeah.
And actually, there's probably a lot of things over the years inside us that maybe the commitment to Westlife wouldn't have allowed you to do that now we'll have time to do. So I think everybody, you mightn't see everybody doing it, but everyone's going to be doing lots of stuff. I think.
I think as well that the beauty of the way this is happening now with the tour next year, and we all have time to think about it now. It's not going to be like next, let's say July or whenever the last show is going to be like, okay, what am I going to do with my life? I think we all have time now to think and look into lots of different avenues and hopefully have some sort of plan or plan in place before the tour starts, so we know where we're going after. I think that's something that, for me anyway, I like to know what's happening rather than getting there and going, all right, we're good. I mean, in this kind of weird place, I'd like to get it in my head first where it's going. I think we'll all have that time to do that, and kind of, you know, after the tour, I'm sure we'll all take a bit of a holiday and take maybe a few months off, but you know, the following year I'd say you'll see us all doing something, hopefully.
That's exciting.
We'll have to wait and see.
You guys have got so many hits, and we've asked our Twitter followers to vote for their favourite 3. Now we can only play one right now, so you guys get to choose the ultimate Westlife song. They've chosen Flying Without Wings, You Raise Me Up, I'll Swear It Again. What do you want?
I think Flying Without Wings is probably
our best.
That and You Raise Me Up. I think the two of them.
We're gonna have a fight on our hands. What one do you want?
Second or third time in a row.
Should we do?
Okay, let's take a vote.
Fly Without Wings.
Yeah.
Flying Without Wings.
Let me see. I'm on the end of the panel. I will go with.
Simon, just pick Fly Without Wings.
Fly Without Wings.
Perfect. Here we go. Westlife, Flying Without Wings. Yes. So we're still here with Westlife for the final time, which is quite sad, guys. And I'm going to quickly touch on the Greatest Hits album, which includes your brand new single, Lighthouse. So what can you tell us about it? And it goes silent.
No, Keane hasn't answered the question in a while.
Lighthouse is a song that we actually recorded it 2 days before we shot the video. Funny enough, we were out in South Africa starting our tour of South Africa and Asia, and our record label rang us and said, you know, we really love this song, we want it to be the single, will you guys record it? So we were like, okay. We went into the studio, and then 2 days later we shot the video in South Africa as well. I think it's kind of just like a nice pop song is the best way to describe it. You know, I mean, it's not too serious. It's, you know, a good melody to it. I think the middle 8 is the best part of the song, where it kind of gets all funky and changes.
Breathe it.
Yeah, well, not funky. Funky is the wrong word.
And
John Shanks, our producer that we've worked with a lot over the last couple of years. So it is one of those songs that we kind of listen to a few times. The more we listen to it, the more we couldn't get it out of our head. The chorus is very catchy. But there was a big fight, I think, over that song. Even with our label, everyone was kind of wondering what was the song to go with that, or another song called Beautiful World, which Mark wrote, which will probably be the second single, if we have a second single. But that is probably, the two of them are probably the best 2 songs of the new songs in the Greatest.
Out of the 4.
So there's 4 new songs in the Greatest Hits album.
Yeah, 4 new songs. I mean, it's a Greatest Hits, but I think we have to, you know, some of our fans want new songs on every album, even if it's an album that's about the old songs.
Definitely.
And you know, for us, we always, you know, keeping the fan happy is our aim, and I think some new songs on there is just as important, really, even though it's better, you know, retrospective of the career. The new songs are all done with John Shanks, the producer, as well, the guy who done the last album, Gravity, and that's, for us, you see, they've all heard all the other songs, so for us the exciting bit is to see what they think about the new ones too.
Definitely. Okay, well guys, we've got to say goodbye for the final time, bid farewell to Westlife. So do you want to introduce the final music video? For me, you guys, Lighthouse, go and do it.
Right, for the final time on the chart show, guys, this is our brand new single, Lighthouse. Enjoy, and thank you for everything. We see you soon. See you on the farewell tour.
Bye.
It's been emotional.